Guten Tag. This is a video for something. I can't remember what day of the month it is, but I'll put it on the title. It's been a couple of days since I did my video. The last one. I'm at my house now. It's like 6 or something in the morning. I got up at 5:30, maybe at 6:30. And then my mom was already up, and she made me a oatmeal, and I had a coffee, and then I rode my bike over here to my house. And I figured I'd do my video. My mom didn't want me to do my videos as long as I was living with her. I've been living with her for like a week or something, just because I'm renovating my condo for the next roommate. It might be a while until I'm ready to get another roommate, because it takes a month to get somebody to put the flooring in. So my mom might call around and see if she can get something. She's been kind of in charge of renovating my apartment. Probably be a lot cheaper, and I would have done it quicker if I had just done it myself. But it's fun to hang out with my mom. It's a whole lot less stressful this way, I think. Yesterday, we came in and organized all the stuff in my kitchen for the first time since I moved in, and scrubbed the countertop and the cabinets and everything. So today we're gonna have the painter come in and paint the bathroom and the lower part of the cabinets while we organize and attach cabinets again. So yeah, I guess that's the only thing left until the floorer comes in. The floorer is gonna come in and measure it tomorrow, and then I guess we have the stuff delivered, and then wait a month for somebody to install it, and then I can get a roommate. I'm still waiting for the money for my car. It hasn't come, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it's because the bank's not open, but should be here by now. And then I can pay off my credit card, so that's exciting. Or one of my credit cards. I am, so as soon as I can have some time to myself, because I've just been hanging out with my mom all the time. We've been just hanging out at her house, watching movies every night, and watching the news, and I've been helping her with her house and stuff. So, but as soon as I have time to myself again, I'm gonna go for another round on my website. This time it's gonna be different. I'm not gonna be smoking weed at all. I did smoke a little bit of weed. Like, I got a joint day before yesterday. My tolerance is really like down now because I've been smoking. But yeah, I had it like maybe smoke it twice yesterday, and then the rest of it yesterday got really high, or day before yesterday, and then the rest of it yesterday. And I think I was tired after working on the house, and I fell asleep on our couch a little bit, and I could have sworn I had a little bit of lung collapse. It only happens when I'm sleeping. I have to be totally relaxed for my lungs to collapse, or whatever is going on. So anyway, yeah, I'm like mortally terrified of smoking weed and not exercising. And so it's going to be interesting to not smoke any weed, because I'll think totally differently. I'll probably start exercising, because now that I've been moving around, I realize how out of shape I actually am. So it's not fun to be this out of shape, and I can't walk right and move around right, and it's bad. I need to get back in shape. But so maybe like an hour a day or something. I want to do minimal. I should run and lift weights and run, but or jog. But anyway, when I have the next round of work on the site, I've been thinking about what I want to do, and So, since I was like exercising more recently, before I started working on my house again, um, I get more motivated to do stuff having more to do with the uh, training, than other stuff. So I was thinking about Google Earthing Boulder. So when I get back from my next round, I'm gonna finish Google Earthing Rome. I'm fired up to do it. I'm on the long game again, meaning I can work solidly on my website for years and years and years. Doesn't matter, however long it takes. And I'm planning on not having any physical breathing problems because I'm not going to be smoking any more weed. So, and I'll be thinking clearly, so that'll be interesting. I haven't worked on my website sober since 2011. The very beginning of 2012 when before my car broke down. So, and I was working well. I was working on the timeline, doing well. So, what I'm going to do is finish Google Earthing Rome, all the different epochs. I'm super excited about that because it's interesting. I have Romulan Rome built already, and I have almost all of 211 Rome built already. Except for like a building, there's only like one building left or something. So, but then there's some other post 211 buildings. The last building that is a monumental building of Rome, and it's one that's overlooked, but it was built during the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire died in 476, and this building was built like at 4 something or something, but it's a big church, and it used to have 2 big spires, but one broke in a earthquake. I want to build that one in Rome. It's like in Region 6. It's on the eastern side of Rome. And then I'm going to build these 2 towers that are downtown Rome, and I know how high to make them, 75 meters, because I think they were modeled off of this famous tower that was in post-Empire Rome that was 75 meters, and it has the same footprint, the same plan. It looks the same. So I'm pretty sure that, or it led me to believe that the tower that everybody knows about that broke in an earthquake, I can't remember the name of it, it's right next to the Forum, right just to the east side of the Forum, just to the east of the firewall. Yeah, I think they got the idea of that one. That was just a rebuild, a duplicate of the 2 buildings in the center. So I'm gonna make those are like downtown skyscrapers. So that's cool. Rome had like a skyline. So I want to build those buildings and some touch-ups, and then we're good to go, and I can actually start making videos on 211. But then I'm going to be super motivated to, because I already got a really good start on the rest of Rome. I have all of the 7 hills plotted out as they were then, and even drawn. I even have them drawn, like the walls around them built and the grass on the side. And so, yeah, I'm ready to hit it. And, of course, make sure everything's backed up correctly. And I might even want to splurge $80 and get a year's worth of Carbonite. I already have the Apple, and my server, and everything else, externals, but I think I might want to just be extra safe. But, just listen to Livy, over and over again until I get every single building accounted for and built when it was built, and have the city grow. Google Earthing it all the way through history. Shouldn't take that long. I've already done most of the work. And I've even done like the kingdom and the buildings and like all the aqueducts and roads, and traced all of the fields and race like running tracks. And so yeah, I'm just going to build all of the Roman kingdom and everything in the city all the way up through history. Maybe that'll take a couple more months for all of that. And then I'll build it on Boulder to mimic it. And yeah. And whatever else that it might lead me to. Like connecting it to my website and all that stuff. So I'm fired up. I'm ready to do this in the sober way. I'm going to, like before, the reason I haven't been getting exercise is the way that I would take breaks before is I just work all day. And instead of like getting up and moving around and doing something, I would just smoke weed. And when I'm done smoking weed, I would like get working again. So I would never have to move. And that's why I'm in such wreck right now. But when I'm sober, I'm not going to be able to do that. You know, there'll be no weed to smoke. So that's when I'll have to like get up and do some exercise, like stretch for a little bit or lift weights or go on a run or something. So I should go on really short bike rides up in the mountains on my electric bike, less than an hour, you know, and then come back and I've done a mountain ride. So that'd be fun. Like up Linden. I think going to the top of Linden and back is like 50 minutes on my electric bike. So, and then I'll feel better and be able to run and all that stuff. So, but yeah, and then of course maybe finish all the other stuff, which I've done most of. So the thing that worries me the most is all the work that I've done getting lost. I have lost work before, you know. I remember a long time ago, I worked for like 3 weeks on making web pages for all of the different world religions and comparing them, and that just poofed into nothing. I don't know what happened to that. And it disappeared on my server too, on my website. I spent all day for just a regular trainer that I had, knowing how many watts I have to do for certain, like 3 different cadences on all the gears, and that poofed up and disappeared. And then I spent all day or a couple days building the Augustine Lake, and that disappeared. So, you know, and and then I built all of the a long time on all of the canals of ancient Babylon, which disappeared, and all the ancient canals of China, which disappeared. So I've lost a lot, actually. Stuff just magically disappearing. So being sober will help me be better at making sure everything's backed up. Because when it disappears, then I looked at all my like externals and it's not there either. So I need to do that also as I'm building all this stuff, and then yeah, tie up loose ends and, you know, focus on certain things. So the thing I'm going to focus on is Rome, and if I can build Rome throughout history and then Boulder, Rome, that's a huge, huge accomplishment. And then I can work on some other things. So I don't know how long this is going to take. Hopefully the money comes in. My mom looked at it and said that the receipt looked legit. So, and then have to wait like a month for somebody to put the floor in. I told my mom I could do it, but she doesn't want me to, so she might try to find a journeyman to do it sooner. But so that means that I might have a month, you know, like the rest of this month, just to be by myself. I was thinking about, I'm going to be like $9,000 in debt after I pay off my car. So it'd probably be a bad idea to try to spend any more money because I don't even have a roommate yet. But I was super tempted to buy video cameras so I could complete my setup, push buttons and get to a video camera. You can get splicers. So it has 8 ports and you can use like 6 of them for video cameras. But you can get splicers. That's like 12 video cameras if it works right. So I have got 2 splicers, so I'm going to try it later on when I have the tents. See if it works. If it does, because I was going to have 2 video cameras share one input, one for my south-facing, show my butt as I'm riding, and the other one in the bathroom. And if that works, I was thinking about getting like because Amazon, they're not that much, 50-foot HDMI cable to lead it all the way up into my kitchen. Then I can film myself in my kitchen, and then maybe use one of those splicers and have that service another camera that would look at my living room from my kitchen. You know, for whenever I want to make videos of that, I'll be ready to go. But that'd be a good thing to do before a roommate comes. But I think if so, yeah, I'm gonna go for one more round. I'm 100% sure because I was 100% sure I was gonna get trained forever last month, and then that fizzled out. But I am 100, and I'm 100% sure every time. But I am 100% sure yet again that this is for real. This round I'm gonna hit now. I know that I'm going to quit smoking weed, and I know that I'm going to power through. So that, and if I'm not smoking weed and I'm exercising regularly, I can basically go as long as I want. I didn't want to go that route when I had the lung collapse. I was just going to try to get in shape, but that's just not going to work because I need to finish this stuff. I'll be too distracted if I don't. So, yeah. I think I'd be better off when I want to do my show to just be totally ready, you know. Have screen captures and video captures of everything, and then plug it into my machine. That would be the best. And then, so let me tell you about the ideas of my show. I want to have it like just multi-layered to the maximum. So when I show, if just explain everything, I do a zoom in of where I am, and I'll do it in Rome, and then I do it in Boulder, and then I'll do it with superimposing the images and everything, and then I'll show it again with the size, but it's all live, right? I'm all hitting it with the buttons, so I can talk, and it's all like au natural. So streaming is, I think, is the best way to do actual quality videos if they're packed with information. So it's I predict it's gonna take 2 years before I'm ready to stream, dude, or possibly 3. I might be 50 years old, like on my 50th birthday. That's when I'm finally streaming. So, but the idea is that I'll have a system set up where I get to exercise all the time, get back into shape. So, and then I'll never have to worry about setting it up again, and it's gonna be amazing. So, yeah, it's hard to describe actually everything, but I'll throw everything in, you know. I'm having the time match up. Before I was thinking one day is 50 days, but then I switched it to one day being 100 days. That makes it so I would get through 1,000 years in 10 years instead of 20 years. That 20 years is just too long. I couldn't focus on something like that, but 10 I can handle. Also, 1 year is 100 years, so it's a lot easier to conceptualize rather than 1 year being 50 years. Just make it 100 years. One day, 100 days. Yeah, I think I want to do like a thing where I'm like a little like thing where I go like this, and then my little beanie cap. There's like a music like woo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. There's gonna be lots of singing that I sing along with my sound effects, but it's like and I'm sitting there like this, and my little beanie cap spinning around, and I think I'll get disco lights in my bathroom to shine on me. My beanie hat will spin around because I have a fan above it, and so that's me like doing time warp to 100 days next, and then ding, and then you're there. And then you say everything that happened in that 100 days. So that'll be a good match. It's a good balance, you know, like there's some lags and you can keep entertained, but then when it gets crunched, there's a lot going on, but I can keep up with it. So I think I'm going to have to work on my timeline too. So I might be able to get at least the Roman part of the timeline done in the next 2 years. So, I'm not going to do the triathlon, even though I signed up for it. I just, I don't want to be seen how I am now. It's just not worth it. It wouldn't be fun. And I actually, at this point, have zero intention. I actually don't want to see people I have zero intention of interacting with anybody. That's why I'd just like to have a super chill roommate, minds their own business, doesn't have homeless people staying with them. That's going to be a rule. And or jealous of me or do drugs, and then they can do their thing, and I can just lock myself in my room. My last roommate I had, I was locked in my room all the time because he was in the living room all the time and didn't want to share it. So I'm accustomed. And then just go for 2 years, I reckon, at least. So I'm looking forward to it. It's super interesting. And maybe I can get back into the groove and remember everything again. The first thing I need to do is organize all the images of screen captures of Rome Reborn, and I think they even gave the year that they built it, so I can actually go off of them and build 350 when they built it, and then actually see how accurate they are. And I was actually thinking about building Rome on Google Earth throughout history, because it gets really interesting, because then it died, and shriveled up to like a 30,000 person city that was just revolving around Flaminium, Region 9, and everything else was just like overgrown buildings and grass until recently when I got big again. So that would be, I want to actually draw that in as well. Yeah, maybe after I get through with the Rome, I could actually start. I was thinking about starting even earlier than that, because the true story of Rome starts with the fall of Troy, but the whole Trojan Wars were a result of the Bronze Age collapse. So I think I'll maybe start it with the Bronze Age collapse and then just have the time accelerated. Like one day is a year, And one day being a whole year. Instead of 100 days, it's 365 days. And retell that story and until we get to Rome, and then do it one day as 100 days until the end of the Roman Empire. And then go back to one day being a year up until present. That'd be cool. I haven't calculated how long that'll take, but so it's just a whole lot to juggle around. So I would like to also use some time to make sure that all of my Google Earth projects links are fixed, and do some work on the timeline or the website here and there. Just making sure links are working, So I'm looking forward to it. And of course, because I'll be sober, I'll be listening to audiobooks, and then I can do talking videos about those and other things. I like to talk when I'm sober. The reason my YouTube channel died is because I just been smoking too much weed. So once I get off, it'll be fun to join the world of the normal people again. So as soon as I'm done painting, I think that's when my mom will be done helping me with here, and I'll move back in here. She's been wanting me living it with her house for the last week to help me figure out how to sleep, because I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to sleep at night, and I've been sleeping over there at her house, so I can come back here and sleep and get going in the morning. When I get up like at 5:30, I love that. I should start running. So, because I'm on the edge of town, it's a good spot to do it. So, that's what I'm gonna do. In just a few days, hopefully within a week, I'll be busting my ass on my timeline again. My Google Earth, building Rome. So, and tying stuff up. It's gonna be, when I get this done. So my show, is, it's gonna be amazing. But it's gonna take a while to set up, so. In the meantime, I'm just gonna take my time figuring out a little bit, testing the switcher between the different cables and basic set of my studio. And I'm glad I have all the gear in case I get motivated to figure it out. But I can take my time with it. I think I'll do a tour of when I look for a roommate, I'm going to do a tour of my house to try to get a roommate. And I'll take that opportunity to film my room, all the fun stuff that I have and the way that I have it organized. It's the best organization to put all that power into just a tiny little corner. I want to prove that you can live basically in a closet and have all the exercise equipment and like streaming equipment that you could possibly need. They should give it to prisoners. I was saying this before, just because you're taking people out of society where they can't hurt people again, for the rest of their life, like they're not redeemable. You can give them good lives by just locking them somewhere in a room and let them express themselves with streaming. Obviously, keep an eye on them and make sure they're not spewing bullshit, but they're actually trying to be a positive member of society. It can help them, and they can have beautiful, like enjoyable lives. Like if I got thrown in jail and they gave me a situation like that, I don't think I'd have anything to complain about. I just put myself to work. So, anyways, that's enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow.